Hello, one and all. I am Harry Kettle, and this is Fightful MMA. This is my very first interview piece with the company, and I could not think of a better guest to start things off with. This is the man who has been making all kinds of waves in the middleweight division as of late. It is the one, the only, Jack Hermansson. Jack, how are you?
Good, thank you. Thank you for having me. It's nice to be here.
Well, pleasure's all mine. And Jack, the interesting thing I find about you is, or one of the interesting things I find about you is that you kind of have a lot of nationalities by which you can go by. Like obviously your build is being from Norway. People say that you're actually Swedish. You said that you wanted to main event a card in Denmark. You're kind of the whole package of Scandinavia. Just explain a little bit about your actual background.
Yeah, I'm born and raised in Sweden, and then I moved to Norway for 10 years ago. So I've been living like a third part of my life here in Norway, and the rest in Sweden. And also my mother is German as well, so I have
half the countries in Europe.
Yeah. So I've always choose to represent both Norway and Sweden because born and raised in Sweden, I have a lot of love for my country, but I'm a Norwegian MMA product. Most of the MMA skills that I've learned came from Norway, but I have a big wrestling background from Sweden as well. So yeah, I gotta represent both.
So do you think that's an important part of kind of what makes you who you are? Because, when people think of Scandinavians, when people think of Norwegians, they think, strength, Vikings, you've got the Icelandics not too far away that have really good in strongman competitions and things like that. Do you think that makes a big part of who you are, your character, your personality?
Yeah, I don't know. It's just I never thought about it. It's just who I am, and if it's something that I bring from here or not, I'm not sure. But I can just speak for myself, and I know that everything that I worked for and everything that I've been through has shaped me to the person that I am today, and to the fighter that I am today. So. It probably runs a little bit of Viking blood in me as well. So.
Well, also when you think about Scandinavia and MMA right now, that's no worries. When you think about Scandinavia and MMA right now, a lot of people are looking forward to the Stockholm card. Some big names on that card. Gustafsson's going to be main eventing. Are you, obviously, because of your timing of your fights, you were never really probably going to be able to get on that card. Are you frustrated about that? Are you still planning on going over there, maybe as a guest fighter?
Yeah, I will be there as a guest fighter, but I fought there once, and it was a really, really awesome experience. So I want to do it again. So I was hoping to get on the card, but then things changed up, and I'm even more happy with the deal that I got to fight Jack Hermansson and to be able to beat him. I think that was a good step for my career right now, and I'm sure there will be new opportunities to fight in Sweden in the future.
And also, Denmark is somewhere that you've spoken about wanting to fight in. We've heard over the last few years that there may be a card in Copenhagen, there may not be a card in Copenhagen. There was a picture of Dana White where behind him he had Copenhagen, but it's scribbled out. Did you hear anything about that? Were you contacted about a potential card over there?
No, not by the UFC at all. It's just rumors, on the internet and so on. So I think that I plan to have a car there for some time now, but there is probably something that's getting in the way. I'm not sure what that is, but I hope they sort it out and that we get the car in this fall.
And another company who have kind of got a good base, a good structure, and places like Denmark is Cage Warriors. You're very familiar with Cage Warriors. They continue to go from strength to strength. How important was that period of your career, spending time in Cage Warriors, developing fighting in Cage Warriors?
I think it was really important. Cage Warriors is one of the most respected scenes in Europe, and it's very important for a fighter to have a platform to work on. But if you get a title in Cage Wars, it's it's almost like not a guarantee, but many people that has been having the title went to the UFC, and I got a title and I defended it twice, and I think that was important.
And you mentioned the Jacare win, obviously massive congratulations for that. I imagine life is a little bit different now in comparison to how it might have been a few weeks ago. Have you noticed a shift in your momentum? Have you noticed a shift in your popularity and online and things like that?
Yeah, everything has shifted. A lot more attention, a lot more popularity. I probably have had interviews like this every single day since the fight. So that's something new and something positive about it. That's what you need as a fighter. Reach out to the fans. So I'm super happy about my position, and I can't wait to see who's the next.
Have you got people kind of when you walk down the street, are there a few more people recognising you, taking notice of who you are?
Yeah, it's probably like almost every day now, so that's pretty nice.
And obviously one of the things about MMA is that unlike boxing where people can kind of pad their records, it's very difficult to do that in mixed martial arts. We all know that. Everyone's got losses on your record, yourself included. Would you say there's one loss, or maybe not even a loss, maybe a win you weren't happy with, where you kind of stopped, looked back and thought, these are the changes I need to make, this is going to be a turning point in my career?
Yeah, that was the Santos fight for sure, my last loss that I had. That's the fight where I did some things to turn things around, and I was analyzing myself, why did I lose this fight, and what can I do for that not to happen in the future. And I got myself a mental coach, and I started to talk with him, and and my question was, what is it that like Georges St-Pierre, what has he done different from everybody else to be able in a sport where it's about inches, just one hit on the chin and it can be over. Yeah. What has he done to be able to defend a belt like so many times without failure? That's my questions, and my mentor coach he told me that. Well, the only thing you can think about is the things that you can control, that you can do better, and let's see what that is. And then we basically just scanned my whole life, everything that I do, and we started to picking and fixing things, and that has been helping me getting more mentally prepared, more physically prepared for everything. And I think that's what you see right now. That's the result.
Do you think that that's something that every top-level MMA fighter should try and employ? A mental coach, someone to kind of take you in a different direction as opposed to just going in there and banging it out?
Yeah, but the thing is that it's in the mental coach business. There is a lot of freaky stuff,
I can imagine.
Yeah, I think it's really important to find the right one that can help you.
Yeah.
Because there's some weird stuff there as well, So and I'm not into all about it. So I think it's important to find the right one, and you will have a lot of help from it.
Now, obviously, you've been able to shoot up the rankings as of late in your division. When you kind of take a look at that top 15. Not necessarily who do you want. What are your thoughts on it? So there are a lot of people who think that lightweight's maybe one of the strongest divisions, and then as you gradually go up, welterweight's one of the best divisions, and middleweight's kind of situated between, light heavyweight, which isn't considered to be all that necessarily right now, and then you've got welterweight and light, which are very good. What would you say your thoughts are generally on the middleweights?
I think that there is divisions that has a greater depth of talent. But the top in the middleweight division, there's been like the same people for ages now, yeah. just because those guys are that good, and it's really, really hard to get in there, and get to the top 5. because those guys has been on another level, and I think that many people look at the middleweight division, the top of the middleweight division, as one of the strongest divisions for sure. Then I think there is more depth to other divisions, but it's a really, really tough division, and the names that I have in front of me now, like Israel Adesanya, maybe the best striker in the UFC. You have Yoel Romero, maybe the most fair fighter in the UFC. He's such a beast of a man. And you have Robert Whittaker, never disappointing performance. There's just those guys are really, really good, and it's hard fights.
And because there's so many guys at the top of that division, it's interesting because you've got the crossroads for some people. Do you wait and try and get a fight with one of those higher guys, or if something comes up which could maybe possibly further you, do you go that extra step? So you've got Anderson Silva fighting this weekend. Let's say gets a fantastic win, and he decides, I'm going to try and go on one more run, maybe for the title. Let's say they offer you that instead of maybe waiting for something else. Would that be something you'd entertain?
I would think twice about Anderson, but not the other guys. I would love to have at least a top 5, I've spoken about maybe Weidman can be in the situation as well.
Yeah.
Being a former champ, but it's not. There is other fights that's more compelling, but Anderson, just because of the legend that he is, it's a name you got to consider and see if you want to fight, because it's pretty cool to have fought Anderson. He will be gone soon, and he's a legend, so it will be cool to fight him.
So when you take one look at Israel Adesanya against Robert Whittaker, what are your thoughts on how you think that one might go? Because obviously that could change the entire landscape of the division.
Yeah, I really believe that Robert Whittaker will be the one coming out on top, because Adesanya, he's a really, really tricky fighter, but I feel like if there's somebody that doesn't bite on his tricks and doesn't buy his feints, it's Robert Whittaker. He's that guy with that focus. He never loses his concentration. He always stays, always perfect, according to his game plans. And he's really, really good with his combination. He's a good finisher. I think that he's going to be a tough task for Adesanya. I also believe that Whittaker is the most all-round fighter of the two of them. So, but it's not going to be an easy fight for any of them. But I think that Whittaker will take it this time as well.
And finally, something that we like to ask everybody: what do you think the next 18 to 24 months have in store for you?
I think that I will fight Kelvin Gastelum in my next fight. That's what I'm hoping for. And I'm going to beat him. And then there will be, if I have a super brutal finish, you never know, they might give me a title shot.
That'd be big.
But I think there is a big chance that if Yoel Romero, I think that the winner of Paulo Costa and Romero is also very likely to get the next title shot. And I think they might put me after them. So I might have to have another fight, or I might have to wait if I beat Gastelum for a title shot. I think it's wiser to let either the winner of Costa and Romero, or the winner from me and Gastelum, wait for the title instead of us facing each other, because it's just cancelling out the division, So I think it's good to put somebody up there in the next title shot, and then take another one up there in title shot as well, just to have a couple of exciting guys going for the title. So I think that one fight against Gastelum, and hopefully a title shot. That's my goal.
Nice. Well, I definitely watched that Gastelum fight. Jack, it's been fantastic to speak with you, even for just a few minutes. I think you've done fantastically well the last few months and years. I think you're going to blow up in the next few. All the best for the future.
Thank you so much.